Hello, everyone. Happy December, season's greetings. It is time for another Impact News for your latest in trends, grant alerts, and updates from the collective for the social impact and nonprofit sector. I am humbled and honored to be your host. My name is Rashonda Williams, and we gonna get right into it today. Y'all been doing so good, keeping it at 30 minutes. I know our nonprofit leaders are very busy, so we want to get this to you short and sweet. And so I want to start again with the just a reminder for the Walmart Spark Good um, campaign. So you can do several things. You can do round up, which means that your customers, while they're doing their holiday shopping at Walmart or on online at walmart.com, they can choose to round up their total transaction to the nearest dollar. And that change can go to your nonprofit to help you guys make change, right? So I've been seeing a few of our organizations in our community have signed up for that, and I've seen them promoting it. I just want to give a really quick tip for the Roundup program through Walmart. That would be a great campaign to utilize as a text messaging campaign, right? Because you want it to be right there with them. You don't want them to have to turn on their phone and then go to their email and then search through their email, right? So that would be a great campaign to remind your donors and your community um, through text message. So when they get to the checkout at Walmart, they can just look at the text message real quick instead of going through their email and figuring out what was it, what was the organization. So, but yeah, so the Walmart Spark Good, it is the Roundup program. It is the registry. So just like a baby shower or wedding, you can create a registry on their website for items that your nonprofit needs, such as equipment, stationery, all the things. You can create a registry, and then your community, your donors, they can go there and they can purchase the stuff for you, and then it's sent right to you. So it's really awesome program. There's also the space request. Now this is for you know the warmer seasons, depending on where you're from. The warmer climate places, you can request to use their parking lot or right out front of the store. We know those Girl Scout. Yeah, I'm sorry, I never get as many messages instead of when I'm going to go live, and that's why I never remember. I'm like, yeah, whatever. But there we go. Space request through Walmart is part of the Spark Good um, campaign, and then also product donations, so in-kind donations. So again, they donate in bulk, so you can get bulk items for your organization. And then there's also everybody knows about the 500 community, the grants, the community grants. And then there's the associate engagement as well. So if you're having an event and you need more volunteers, you can definitely register for that as well. The information will be either in the YouTube show notes, and then everything else it will be in the chats and the comments on how to register for the Walmart Spark Good. And it's scrolling across the bottom too, for your reference as well. So reminder, listen, holiday season, that tis a great time to take advantage of that round up and the registry um, through the Walmart Spark Good program. So it's really easy to register. You go on, you have to register through their platform, which is called Front Door. And in that application, like always, you're going to upload your IRS determination letter. And then they also want you to upload a bank statement for your organization bank, so that they can transfer the funds in. So make sure, that you have those things in order before you register for it. It takes between 7 to 10 days for them to verify that information, and then you're good to go. As soon as you get that confirmation email, start texting and emailing your community like, hey, y'all want to support us and help us reach our end of year fundraising goals, then you can round up at Walmart, and you can shop our registry, so you'll be able to get that information out to them. So again, you'll need your IRS determination letter, and then you will need a recent bank statement from your organization's bank account. And then that verification time is usually between 7 to 10 days. So let us know if you have signed up for that, what your experience has been. We'd love to share that information with our community. So we're going to go into the community spotlight. So as we all know, we just wrapped up Giving Tuesday. Next week, we'll have more of like a recap of like what the final numbers are, because I know they're still doing that calculation and all that stuff. So we'll do a recap on that. But I wanted to highlight my friend Lamar Shambley. He is the founder and CEO of Teens of Color Abroad. So their mission is to provide language learning for brown and black babies, right? Well, teens, they're all babies to me, but brown and black children, and then also providing a study abroad opportunity for them. So you learn in Spanish. They've taken a group of children to Spain. So that is the mission of TOCA. They are based out of Brooklyn, New York, but they do have an online learning platform. So anyone across the state, your teens can learn a foreign language. They do more of a conversational language. So they'll get a mentor that they can actually over Zoom, they can conversate with, because I remember when I took French in high school, it was great. It was cute, but then I lost it because I had no one to converse with, and this was way before social media, um, and that's a really great way for to retain the language. So Lamar Shambley, Toka, they raised over $35,000 for Giving Tuesday. A couple weeks ago, I had brought them up and said it was a brilliant idea. They were auctioning off an Airbnb in upstate New York, right? So I'm pretty sure that auction had a lot to do with that $35,000 that they raised for Giving Tuesday. Toka had also participated in Give 828 a couple years ago, and I believe they got like $15,000 too. So because of that, and because I just love talking to Lamar, he's so awesome. We reached out to him and asked him if he would be willing to talk to our community, share some tips on how they keep knocking these fundraisers out of the park. So I did not bring this up to be like, oh, they're winning, they're doing awesome, but we are a community. Sharing is caring. When we all do well, right? There is more than enough to go around in the name of Jesus. So Lamar is so awesome. He agreed to come on again. We interviewed him a couple years ago, and that's on our YouTube page if you want to go back and watch that at Collective Impact. But he agreed to come on and share some tips and just kind of let you all know how they did it. So we are working the dates out for that, the logistics. However, if you want to be a part of that webinar or masterclass, however we do it, um, go to our website and subscribe to our newsletter, and we will be sending out, when we get the date and the time, we'll be sending that information out to our community. So if you want to learn from Toka, and listen, they are doing incredible things, and he's so awesome and amazing. He's willing to share what his organization has done with our community of nonprofit leaders, and take advantage of that. And this is going to be live Q&A, so that's why we want a couple weeks to kind of plan it out, because we want to get people enough time to register and then get your questions together, right? Because you're going to be able to ask him questions as well during this master class. So shout out to Toka, doing big things, and Lamar is amazing. He is also an educator as well. So one of the things that I want to talk to him about is how he did such a great job of building the community, right? So they built the community first, and then they founded the nonprofit. So he'll talk more about that, all that amazing stuff. Y'all don't want to miss it. So if you want to ask questions on this awesome human being, how they're doing amazing things for these Black and brown babies, teaching them how to language learning, uh, going overseas, studying abroad program, their online platform, all the things that they're doing. You want to go to our website and subscribe to our newsletter, and when we get the dates, we will definitely send it out to everyone. Bring your questions, bring them all. So God bless Lamar for that, because that was really awesome. Some people are like, well, I'm winning, I'm not going to tell nobody. That is not him, and I don't think that's anybody in our community, but it does happen, right? So, all right, enough of that. Although I could look at his beautiful face all day, we're going to get into these grand alerts, y'all. 12 minutes in. Doing good, doing good. So, the first grant alert is the Caplan Foundation for Early Childhood. Their mission is to improve the welfare of young children from infancy through 7 years. So, if your organization serves the babies to 7 years old, this Caplan Foundation for Early Childhood grant opportunity is for you. So you have to be in the United States. So welfare is broadly defined as physical, mental health, safety, nutrition, education, play, familiar support, societal integration, and childcare. So if you in there, y'all got a daycare center, you teaching children how to play, you are providing healthy meals for the children, after school programs. If you're doing something with the parents and the children, this opportunity is for you. The deadline for this is January 30th, so you got time, right? This is the Caplan Foundation for Early Childhood, from children, babies, infancy to 7 years old. If you're in the United States, you focus on physical, mental health, safety, nutrition, education, play, all the things that I just said. Remember, 30 minutes for Shonda. And Tim, with his amazing self, is going to drop that link to apply for this grant in the chats, YouTube. It'll be in the show notes. All right, the next grant alert we have is the National Trust for Historic Preservation. Oh, y'all, this one is really cool. This one is really cool. And I'm thinking about like 5 organizations that I need to like send this to. So this is the African American Cultural Heritage Action Fund. So not too often do we see grants that provide funding to like restore and preserve historic places, right? So, okay, I'll get into it. So, the National Trust for Historic Preservation, African American Cultural Heritage Action Fund provides support to advance ongoing preservation activities for historic places representing African American and cultural heritage, such as sites, museums, theaters, sports venues, churches, y'all. Like some of these buildings is historic, you know what I mean? Churches, this is a building fund right here, right? Schools, universities, and landscape. Oh my God, I need to send this to urban holistics. So the grants are ranging from $50,000 to $150,000. They are made in the following categories: capital projects. That means how can you increase your capacity, your capital, right? So we need to build a bigger building, or we need to add on, we need to extend to this building, right? Um, Restoration. Hey, some of those older buildings. I love old buildings. We have a area here in Toledo. It's called Old West End, and I grew up in that area. And the houses are beautiful, but like they old, and they need to be restored, right? So, restoration, rehab, rehabilitation, stabilization. Okay, that's for the churches again. And preservation of historic assets and buildings. I mean, you could probably, if depending on how creative you are, what you consider a historic asset. I mean, I would push the limit on that. So organizational capacity building again. Do you need to hire construction contractors? Probably so, right? Capacity. So, what is going to give you the capacity to do these restoration and these rehabs in these buildings, right? Project planning, right? So that's the what is it? The contractor, and then they hire the people, the subcontractors to do the work, right? Programming and interpretation. I don't know what that means. Maybe that's somebody that's going to come in and look at the place and kind of consult you on you need to do A, B, C, and Z. Don't quote me on that. That's just my guess. My HGTV experience guess, right? So this is available to public agencies, nonprofits, also state and local preservation organizations, churches, colleges, university, museums, historical societies, geological, genealogical, Lord Jesus, associations. And so this is different. How they're doing it for the African American Cultural Heritage Action Fund. They're doing it different. So they are asking you to send your letter of intent, and that's due by December 19th. If you all want an example of a letter of inquiry, LOI, you can go to our website, go to our store, use the code GIFT, and download our social impact guide for 2022. Obviously, it's almost 2023, so it's a gift. There's still some good information in there, although the grant timelines are not accurate anymore. But like the sample stuff, are examples from our partners. That stuff is, there's no timeline on that, so you can get that. So use code GIFT, download the social impact guide, and you'll get a sample of a LOI, right? So copy and paste that, put in a Word document, tailor it to your organization, and send that to them by December 19th. So they're going to look over the letters of intent, and then if you're accepted or they want to learn more, then they'll contact you and say, hey, we saw your LOI. We are inviting you to apply for this grant. Okay. So real quick, two things here. Always use a accurate email when you are doing these things, right? And also check your spam and promo folder, especially if you're using Gmail. They love to just put stuff in that promo. I don't even know what the criteria for what them to consider promo for, because some of the stuff that be in my promo folder, and yes, I'm that person that looks through my promo folder because I don't sign up for nothing. Nothing's coming through my email that I'm not interested in, right? So check your promo folders as well when you are applying for these grants, because they might reach out to you. They might need more information, but if you never see it, then you can't provide more information, and you miss out on that money. So yes, letters of intent are due December 19th. So that information will be in the comments. I can see Tim. This is a lot. We're using Google Docs, so I can see when he highlighting stuff, and then you know, copy and paste in there. Yeah. Gotta love technology. All right. We're doing good on time, y'all. Let me see if there's any comments or questions. All right, let's keep tracking. All right. So next, we are going to do updates from the collective, yeah? So a couple weeks ago, I talked about, I used a quote from Jerry Flowers, um, the seeds of intentional, no, the seeds of evolution are planted in the soil of intentionality. I really love that, especially for nonprofits and social impact. Sometimes we get so caught up in the doing that we don't take the initial time to plan for the future, right? With that being said, we have a lot of things to help everyone prepare for 2023 and beyond from the collective, which is our network of nonprofit experts. So they got the receipts. They have been doing this for a long time. We partnered with them because internally, Collective Impact focuses on marketing and administrative and then leadership development. Everything else, we have partners we partner with to help our community of nonprofits do what they need to do. Like, how crazy would that be if I was a grant writer and a CPA and a fundraising CFRE and a planner? No, no. So anyway, we have an awesome network. Dr. Beverly Browning, she has courses available for. She has her freelance grant consulting boot camp that's already started. Well, the second December 10th, but there was one December 3rd. But it's all replay. So even if you didn't make it to December 3rd one, I'm pretty sure you can get the replay and then just make it to the December 10th one, right? So you can ask all your questions. You'll get to have a Zoom call with the grant doctor, Beverly Browning, as well. So bring your questions, bring your specific questions though. Like if you were applying for a grant and you like had these questions, Dr. Beverly Browning is the person that you ask for. What do they mean by this? What, how could I have said this better? Or she could review what you already submitted and be like, okay, A, B, and C was great. Don't ever do E, F, and G anymore. Okay. So really taking advantage of that, Dr. Beverly Browning has over 40 years of experience in grant writing. Now she just celebrated her, I'm not going to say what birthday she celebrated because, you know, that's just rude. But she is at the point in her career where she's transitioning and she wants to impart all of her experience to others. So this is why she's doing like the freelance grant consulting boot camp. She's also doing train the trainer board. So if you're having issues training your board, maintaining your board, ability to recognize who to invite to your board, how to manage and govern your board of directors as a nonprofit organization is not a suggestion. It is legally, you are legally obligated to have a board of directors, no less than 3 for quorum. You're having issues with that. Dr. Beverly Browning is doing a course, how to train you on how to train your board or whoever is going to be doing that, right? Your co-founder, program director, whoever. So that is January 14th. It's a 90-minute session. And as always, you always get the downloads, the recording, so you can go back and look at it later, right? So all the information, all the amazingness for um, the grant doctor, Beverly Browning, you can find her information on her website, which is www.bev, which is short for Beverly, BEV Browning, BROWNING.com. And again, Tim is on it. It'll be in the chats and the show notes. So definitely, I know like it's end of year. I mean, not even to think about what you have to do for your person, for your family, right? And then as an organization, this is kind of like prime time for the social impact sector, right? You're trying to make those end of year fundraising goals. If like your goals are like right here and you're like probably here, just logically, you're like, okay, well, we're not gonna make this goal this year. So instead of scrambling and trying to get just a little closer to that goal, then you can say, okay, let's take a break, let's recalibrate, and let's, with the money that we have raised, instead of using that specifically for the mission, which hiring a professional is part of the mission because you have to have that information so you can do your mission, right? There's definitely a line item for that on your financial statements. So say, okay, so assess the situation. Okay, this is what worked. This is what did not work. So whatever did work, we're going to keep doing that. But what didn't work, maybe it's time for us to bring in an outside individual to help us so that this won't happen end of 2023. So we can make those corrections and just rock out 2023, right? Dr. Beverly Browning is definitely a source for that. For you all watching it on LinkedIn, I'll put her profile in the chats as well because you just have to see it. You just have to see all the amazing testimonials she has on her page, just the great work that she does. You can see all of the different projects. She's an author. I mean, everything that she's done, you can see it all on her website or on her LinkedIn page. And y'all know I'm just like Team Dr. Beverly Browning, right? And next, so also, okay, so if you're having issues with assessing, with planning, with figuring out what worked and what didn't work out, Angelica Miller, like that is her ministry. She is very good at assessing things and providing practical tools to help take you to the next level, if that be, looking at your programs and your processes and your software, or if it is like just setting goals, maintaining goals, project management, time management, all of those things that's going to help you execute. So it's great to have the plan, but if you don't have those tiny steps there to execute the plan, then it's null and void. But listen, this is Angelica's ministry. Like I say all the time, I took one of her classes and I thought I was good at project management, right? As a former paralegal, I mean military, and that's just how my brain works. What's that saying? Don't let what you do know get in the way of what you don't know, right? So definitely helped me so much taking Angelica's course. And I mean, you all are, noticing the fruit of that, right? Because like we have the collective, we have our internal staff. It's a lot of moving parts, right? And definitely, improving my skills by taking Angelica's course is what has gotten us to this point. So, information to sign up for Angelica's accelerator strategy. Let's talk about what it entails real quick. So, these sessions are Angelica does only work with women organizations. I just want to put that out there. So she can help you reach more clients, help to align with your company's vision and objectives, like what you're doing for your organization. Like, does this event work with your vision? Is it even part of your strategy? No, then stop doing it there. You just got more time back, right? So the information to start sign up for Angelica's accelerated strategy session will be in the chats. Listen, I remember it also includes a Zoom call with her. She'll look over your processes. So bring your questions, bring your objectives, bring your goals, everything. She's going to be asking a lot of questions so that she can better assess and provide you with a plan. That plan will be 10 days after your call with her for you to take it into 2023 and just knock it out the ballpark. Um, Next, okay, another prime season. Those 990s are going to be due real soon, depending on your accounting period, right? So The Nonprofit Ace Podcast, highly recommended. Another member of the collective is Kyla Graham. Her organization, she only does accounting for nonprofit organizations. Like she specializes in serving organizations, nonprofit organizations as well. So, and somebody at my door. Um, so her information will be in the comments. Definitely listen to the Nonprofit Ace podcast. Her last episodes were awesome. Let me just look at this real quick. So I know that she was talking about fiscal sponsorships, like how to manage those relationships, how to navigate your financial statements, right? That's an awesome episode to find out. She talks about fundraising timelines as well. And that's just the last two or three episodes that were on the Nonprofit ACE. So information to um, learn more about Synergy Accounting Advisory, and then even work with her, schedule a call with her to get prepared for your 2022 990s, whether it's PF, in all the letters, right? So you don't want to wait until the last minute to get those documents together to file. You want, and she could even file your 990s for you as well. So definitely reach out to Synergy Accounting with our friend Kyla Graham. She's our favorite CPA. All right, lastly, everyone, we're just talking about the accounting cycles again, right? So this is December. Most of the grant cycles will end by June 30th, right? So usually what happens is organizations is like, oh my God, June 30th, we ran out of money. So some are just stop operations for the summer, depending on, who you serve. But this employee retention tax credit, this is a great filler for your organization. These are unrestricted funds. I've done several videos about the requirements. Obviously, number one, you have to have payroll employees, right? Because this was the government's way of rewarding employers for maintaining employees. So this is a payroll tax. This is not an income tax, because a lot of people are like, we're a nonprofit, we don't pay taxes. You don't pay, in some cases, your income tax. Your um, um, income tax exempt. That's the word I was looking for. But payroll tax, if you have employees, you're going to pay the payroll tax, right? And you either do that quarterly on a 941 or you do that annually on a 944. This does not include contract workers. If you're paying someone for services, they're not your employee, they are a contractor. So that's 1099. This does not count 1099, and this also does not count those stipends a lot of organizations does. Now, this is really great too, because if your organization is fiscally sponsored, that means you have another organization that kind of funnels money to you. They're the big brother. Your organization can still apply for it because it's per EIN. There was some stipulations with that, with the IDLE and then the PPP, like, oh, if you're fiscally sponsored, we can't, but the big brother company can, but your company can. You can just hope that they, trickle down a little money from you, but this is per EIN. So the information on how to apply for the employee retention tax credit will be in the chats. If you have questions, you can go to our website, which is collectiveimpact.app/ you go to the tax credit tab. You can read the qualifications there. If you still have questions, you can schedule a call with me, and I will and bring your board, your CPA, your church treasury, bring who will be involved in this, bring them on the call, and I'll definitely answer any questions everyone has for this. Going back to unrestricted funds and the cycle, right? So come June 30th, ain't gonna be no money. If you apply for this employee retention tax credit now, you start this process now. By the time that happens, because the IRS is backlogged because of this specific program, Now, they're going to be backlogged for it till 2025 because there's a statute of limitation on this program to 2025. To qualify, it was between the 2020 and 2021 time period, but they're allowing organizations that's for profit and nonprofits to apply for this until 2025. So they're going to be backlogged for a long time with this. But with that being said, because they're backlogged, by the time you do this qualification, you go through the process, it'll be July, August by the time you get your employee retention stimulus check back from the IRS. So just planning ahead, right? Like we know these cycles that our organization goes through, right? So let's do things. Let's not just say this is just the way it is. It's just that way. There are things that you can do to be intentional, right, about the the difficulties, the challenges that you may have. You don't have to just accept it. Listen, Jesus did not come and do what he did for us just to be nickel and dime, especially in the nonprofit and churches section. All right. I'm not gonna go down that rabbit hole. So again, I did so many videos on our YouTube page. You can find that. It's called the Employee Retention Tax Credit. Is it legit? Did a live Q&A. The replay is on there. There's also other videos that I've done on it on the since January to date. Collective impact. We have assisted local and community and faith-based organizations with getting over $600,000 back from this program. I'm gonna leave it on that. You could be next. These are unrestricted funds. That means that they can't tell you exactly what you need to spend the money on, right? You can spend it on whatever your organization needs. If that's hiring people, then okay. If that is hiring the grant doctor, okay, so unrestricted funds to serve your organization. So I didn't keep it at 30 minutes this time. I tried, but I was 2 out of 3 the last 3 weeks, so that's fine. So I pray you all had a great week. And if you have any questions about the employee retention tax credit or any of the information that we shared, please do not hesitate to leave a message or reach us on our website. And I'm just going to check these chats real quick. Oh yeah, and if you want to be in the building, the audience, the virtual space, when we interviewed Lamar about his success. It's Giving Tuesday, over $35,000, and just how they did it. If you want to learn more from someone who is in your shoes, right? He's actually doing this, right? And you can see the fruit of it. Go to our website, sign up for our newsletter, and when we get the dates and logistics down, we will be sending out that information. I pray you all have a wonderful week. God bless you. God keep you. And Lord willing, we'll be back next Monday with another Impact News. Bye-bye.